Welcome to Pint and Politics, a show where a group of liberals and conservatives get together, drink beer, and talk about politics.
So the first thing we're going to do is we've all picked a topic that's happened during the week. We've all put them down on a piece of paper. We're going to shuffle them up and pick one at random and see where we go from there. So Ellie, if you want to give them a shuffle, and Marina, if you want to pick, and we'll see where it goes.
Jesus.
Oh, it's me! Right, so it's me. So this week I've picked the Brexit March. Me and Maya went down today to have a look, see what it was like, have a chat with people. It was an interesting experience, first protest I've ever been to. But my question is going to be, do we actually think that the Brexit March is going to make any impact whatsoever on a change of policy or on anything that's actually going to affect the Brexit process?
I think the policy's kind of already clear. I don't think there's going to be much of a change. I think obviously we do have that issue of if we don't get a vote, what happens, but it's already kind of been decided what happens either way the vote goes, so I don't think the march is going to have that much influence. Plus they've had however many before and they didn't really do anything then.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, what I noticed was with Peter was there was a few things that we were actually talking to a lot of people, and it's got nothing to do with what anyone thinks about individuals, but they were quite proud of kind of saying we have a massive march of hundreds of thousands and millions of Brits on the streets, but we actually met a lot of really nice but Europeans, like French, Italians, who weren't actually even citizens to actually vote. So my issue with them is a lot of their supporters, which is absolutely fine. Anyone could support any movement from any country. They're not really allowed to vote. The second thing we actually talked about was they were trying to say we still like our country, we're very patriotic and everything else. We didn't see one single Union flag. Yeah. It's not like it's essential. It's just there was no sign of any appreciation to. Fine, we are Europeans, we like the EU, but we still don't mind the Union flag. I didn't see any. We saw a couple, but that was it.
Yeah, maybe one. I think I saw one, and that was it. And we were there for a good 4.5 hours, and I saw one Union flag. It was very noticeable that there was just nothing like that.
Yeah. I don't feel like they're going to give up, but I guess by that point we'll be seeing how it's going. But I feel like a big problem with People's Vote campaign, the Revoke Article 50 campaign, is that, like you say, there's no Union Jacks. They're not pushing the kind of imagery that people associate. Like a lot of Brexiters, like me, like other people, they associate we want what's best for our country, we want independence, we want to be able to manage our own laws, our own government, blah blah, in our own way. Yeah. And they're not appealing to that because they're just going out there with the EU flags, blah blah. I don't even associate with the EU. I associate with Britain, with the UK. Like, I'm an immigrant, as is Maya. And yet we still associate with the UK, and I like that imagery.
I have to admit, I think Maya probably got sick of me saying it, but the complete lack of self-awareness of 98% of people at that protest was absolutely astonishing to me. They had no idea that the way they were talking about, what they were talking about, was divisive.
I've come across that a lot. Like, they can't establish what to do when they come across someone who doesn't fit their racist, working class, Nazi. Dumb, Nazi, white British male.
Right, so moving on. Ellie, you want to give it next topic? We give it a shuffle. See what's next. Maya, you pick.
Do we really trust Maya?
No one trusts.
Well, that's a topic for next week.
That's topic for next week.
We did a whole show on that.
Jeremy Ellie Hughes.
Sorry, did you just compare me to Jeremy Corbyn?
Yeah,
that's the most.
Poor Jeremy, Jesus.
Poor Jeremy. I don't think I'd ever say this, but poor Jeremy Corbyn.
I hate you all. Yeah, so my topic is who do we think will be the next leader of the Tory party?
Jeremy Corbyn.
And it's not going to be Jeremy Corbyn. Yeah.
I would like Sajid Javid. I think he's been a great Home Secretary so far, particularly on the Shamima Begum issue.
He's tiny.
He is quite small.
But he has a great power stance.
He does have a great power stance. But no, I think he's been solid on the Brexit issues, despite the fact he was a Brexit betrayer and voted for Remain, I don't think I can quite forgive him for that.
He was drunk. It's fine.
He was drunk. But no, I think he's been a
least
good
he
Home
voted.
Secretary. I think he's the right person. I think he's level-headed. He's a sensible Brexiteer, and I think he can actually bring the party back together, which I think is what we're going to have to look for in our next leader.
Okay, so personally, if I had my pick of candidates, it would probably be Dominic Raab.
You're on your Rob. You're obsessed with Rob.
Can't help it. He's.
Ready for Rob?
I am ready for Raab.
You got a weird type in there.
But he's been a pretty
Pretty
steadfast character. Like, he hasn't really been one to change his views, be one to kind of like
True.
merge to what the party line is.
I want Boris for the reasons that people like Peter would kind of. Well, okay, so the one thing about Boris is people forget, just because of the whole Brexit campaign and everything else since then, he has become so misunderstood in politics. People forget. Like, so now everyone associated with it, like crazy Brexit, even like UKIP, like crazy right wing, like because it's blonde, people say like, oh, Trump 2.0. He's the liberal conservative. He's not even that right wing. In terms of who I want is him, because he's still, even though he's a liberal conservative, he will bring that shake-up that we know. I'm always in favour of shake-ups. As long as the establishment doesn't
To be fair,
actually...
we've had enough shake-ups over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Can we just have a little bit of quiet?
I don't really know who I want. I kind of think that there's not really anyone that I want that's quite ready, and
Are they underage or...?
that's disgusting.
Yeah.
That is you.
Back on the topic.
Bringing it back to the room.
It's like...
Okay, should we have a break now and go and get some more beers?
Yes.
Yay! Skittle bums!
Guess it's my round.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back. We got more drinks now, and second drink, right? Oh, sorry. Third drink. So Peter, what's next?
Right, so next up is our lightning round. We've got 3 questions. You've got 30 seconds to give your opinion, and that's it. And
Or
then
you
we
die.
move on. And that's it. Right, so...
Or you're banned from the Tory party.
Marina... God. So Marina is going to read out the question. Ellie's got the timer, and we'll go left to right as we go
Oh,
along.
so I'm going first.
Yeah.
So you go first.
Can you read?
I'm gonna
You-
just
I can
increase
read,
this to
don't worry.
She can
45.
read. It's fine.
Right. So, ready? 3, 2, 1.
I'm
Go.
starting.
Okay.
Read the question.
Well, first question: porn laws. The fact that you now need to, you will now need to enter your credit card information in order to access porn sites.
Okay.
Ellie?
So I think it's a massive invasion of privacy. I don't really want anyone to know. I mean, obviously, I don't look at that kind of thing, Mum.
Yeah, what is porn?
Well clarified.
Just to clarify.
Right, my issue with this is it's a huge data security problem. What we've got is the fact that your credit card details are going to be stored on a database linked to a porn site. All it takes is one hacker to get this information, to put it all over the internet, and then that it can destroy families, lives, reputations, everything. This is the main problem,
That escalated quickly.
and I think it's dangerous, and I think it's an abhorrent idea. I don't know who's come up with this policy, but it's stupid.
I disagree with this law. For a start, I understand where they're coming from, not letting under 18s access it, but at the same time, as you say, you are submitting a lot of data to questionable websites, and from the coding perspective, it is very easy to hack into a lot of these websites, and a lot of people don't know the security around them. You are submitting your information, and there's just no reason behind it.
Repeal the porn laws. So I have no problem with websites and kind of porn companies if they want to voluntarily if they want to kind of ask for our details or create an account, get our credit card details, I'm absolutely fine with it. It will be our choice to ignore that website, go to a different website. Not that we use it.
Use a VPN.
My problem is when you bring in the word law and government, as we said, that's my problem with it. So if they want to do themselves, fine, do whatever you want to do, not the government.
So the next question is to do with the Islamophobia problem within the Conservative Party.
So I don't really think that it's an institutional issue. I think there's definitely a problem, and maybe it is worse in the Conservative Party. I'm getting weird looks from the corner.
From the audience.
Yeah, the audience of one. I think that there is Islamophobia, and I don't think that's right. I think that there is a way to talk about Islamophobia, and we need to be careful about how we are, but I don't think it's an institutional problem.
I don't believe there is an Islamophobia problem in the Conservative Party. I think there are individuals that need to be dealt with. I think the party has been great at dealing with this problem. They've been much quicker getting these people out, investigating the problem, and much more transparent than the Labour Party have been with anti-Semitism. My issue is more with Baroness Varsi and how she's gone about this. I think it's very unprofessional. I think it's very personal. And I think that's the underlying issue.
Okay, so first off, as you guys said, don't think there's a problem within the party. It's not specific to anything, but equally, I don't think it's a problem in general, because I feel like the individuals who display this are people who are racist in general and use religion as a disguise for it.
So my view is Christopher Hitchens, actually, back in 2009-8, he mentioned this in an interview that there's a phrase that's coming up and we have to be very afraid of it, Islamophobia, and he said, it's not a thing. There is anyone who disagrees with Islam, and again, I was born in a country in Iran where under Sharia. I know what I'm talking about, where I know what that means. The problem is, this is only coming because the Labour Party and anti-Semitism, so we got hate and hope not hate, side of us and these people who just in order to kind of deflect from that issue, they're like, basically, let's find something for the Tory party to attack, and that's the problem. But there are some rare, especially in this country, like tiny percentage of people who are, yes, you could say they're racist or they have issues with anything unknown.
Yeah.
But just because someone disagrees with a concept of, like, in any ideology, whether it's communism or Islam, doesn't mean they hate all lefties or all Muslims.
No, I think that's true. And
I mean, I just think the problem is racist people who get identified as Islamophobic. They're not against Islam as a religion. They're just racist.
They
hate everyone.
They just don't like people of that culture. Blah blah. And I don't know what the solution to that is, but I think Islamophobia is a problem in itself.
That's your answer to everything.
War with France.
Right, so that was fun. Now I think it's time for some shots.
I think we need some shots.
Let's do it.
Skittle bombs!
Cheers. To Pint and Politics.
Cheers. Pint and Politics.